Today I'm going to show you how to add jQuery to your Magento site. And now this is something that is always cause for problems. In fact, it's never just super easy. If it's the first time adding jQuery to a Magento site, you're probably going to have some sort of issue because it's really just not like it is in some other CMSs, or just if you were making your own website, you can't just simply add a script tag. And while you could, there are some pitfalls that we're going to be looking out for. So we're going to be doing this the Magento way. One of the ways we could approach this is you could go to your app, design, front end, and then pick your theme, find your layout file or your template file, and then in your HTML template, let's see, in our header, actually it would be the head. We don't even have that template loaded. But in the head, you'd just add a script tag like you normally would. However, there's a way that Magento likes you to do things, and we're going to be doing it that way. So what we're going to be doing is through the local.xml file that we created in our layout files, and this will give you a little bit more experience working with those layout files as well. So let's come in here. We're going to go to our own theme and then layout, and we did create a local.xml. If you remember, the file looks like this. We just told it to remove these particular blocks from our site. So the first thing we're going to do is, instead of our local.xml file, we're going to, inside of the default tag here, but below these removes, we're going to add a tag of our own. And space down here, we're going to add this reference. If you recall from before, we used reference when we wanted to reference another block. So in this time, we're going to be wanting to reference the head. So we'll do head, and then here, okay, perfect. And we're going to do, the next one will be action. And so this action is going to be a method of add item. Okay, and don't worry too much about this tag right now. We're going to go over a little more, but for right now, just know that this is what we're going to be using for this instance, and we can investigate these a little bit further. But for now, just know action method add item, and it's going to add this file. So we're going to say type, and the type is going to be a skin_js file. And then we're going to close that type. And I should mention that this is for having jQuery be added as if you have jQuery itself. As you see, I have jQuery minified already saved in my JS folder under my theme. So you're going to want to get jQuery. You can get it from Google's API. You can get it from jQuery site itself. You should probably know where you can get that by now. But either way, add it to your site here. And the name is going to be the path to the file. And since this is starting at the skin level, we're just going to do js/ and then the name of the file, which is jQuery.min.js. And we're going to close this name out. We're going to close out action. If I can type, okay. And we're going to close out this reference. Okay, so now, well, I may have noticed another typo right here. Okay, so now it should be able to find this jQuery min.js file. Let's save this. Let's go back to our page. I'm going to give it a refresh, and I'm going to check the source code. I got here by just doing Command-Option-U, or right-clicking on the page and clicking View Source. You can see at the bottom of our scripts right here, you can see a path to skin, front end, level up, default, JS. Let's click this, and you can see here's our jQuery. Using 1.7.1, you can use whatever version you would like to use. So here's jQuery, great. Well, what's the next step? We want to be adding some code to try this out. So I'm going to come back to Sublime Text. I'm going to right click on my JS folder. I'm going to add a new file, and this new file is going to be named, let's save this, script.js, and this is going to be where my JavaScript lives. So we're going to add just a comment to make sure this is loading the right file when we do add it. And then in our local XML file, I'm just going to copy this stuff because we're going to reuse the same thing. Inside of the reference, we're going to have another action add item. It's going to be another skin.js, except for it's just going to be a different file. it's script.js. We can now come back to our page. We'll refresh the source. Here's our script. Let's look at the file, and there's our test comment. Cool, so we've added some jQuery to our site. Let's do something that when I click on the logo, it's going to send an alert. So this logo, I believe, this image, let's see, this class of logo, we'll just key off of this, and our script.js, I'm going to start this with the document ready. If you're familiar with jQuery, this is basically saying that the document is loaded. It's not going to try to run any of these scripts until the whole page is loaded. And here I'm going to say our logo click Okay, so now when this logo gets clicked, it should alert yo. Okay, and it looks like I'm missing a parenthesis there, and we should be all good. So let's check this out. It looks like pretty standard jQuery to me. Refresh the page and a click, and we get the yo. And however, there's one thing that should be mentioned. If you get into using jQuery, you're going to be seeing a lot of issues within Magento. So what you're going to want to do is take jQuery into its no conflict mode. So let's go back to our script file. And although this did work, you're going to run into some frustrations of things not working. So let's go to this, and we're going to say var, and we're going to use $J instead of just $, is equal to jQuery dot no conflict. So this is something that people run into frequently. They'll be like, jQuery is not working on my site, I can't figure it out. Well, you have to have jQuery in no conflict mode. So now anytime that we use the $, instead of using the $, we're going to use this $J, just like this. We're going to save this, and now we're going to refresh, and our alert works. The reason why Magento has issues with jQuery is because it uses a different library. By default, it uses the prototype library, which uses the $, in a different way. So you're going to want to have something different in jQuery. So because jQuery probably has the most users and is really, in my opinion, the best library for doing this kind of thing, you're going to want to use no conflict, and you're going to want to use jQuery like this.